we're going to show PipeWire as controlled via QJackCtl. I've made several attempts at this video, so I'm just going to try to do it short and sweet. QJackCtl, originally for controlling the jack audio kit, it's now capable of controlling PipeWire, which exposes its stuff as jack. It also has unified the pulse audio interface into a single audio subsystem, so tools that used to compete for control of the audio channels now can coexist and work together. It makes things a lot smoother, a lot easier. The graph is a graphical display of the various audio subsystems. I'm running OBS as my screen capture software, which you can see here in the center. My audio is being routed into OBS, which is why you can hear me right now. I'm going to now pull up a fluid synth via the QSynth UI, and this will give me a way to produce sound from MIDI. I have a MIDI keyboard. Right now you can hear I'm tapping the keyboard, no sounds coming out. I have the volume that it produces naturally turned all the way down. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to wire the MIDI output from the keyboard, which is coming in via the MIDI Sport Uno USB adapter. It's a MIDI USB adapter. And once that comes into Fluid Synth, assuming you've set up Fluid Synth to be able to handle sound, and you can see here the channel 1 is blinking green as the sound comes in. You should be able to hear that now. And as I bang on my piano, you should be getting the lovely sounds of a Yamaha grand piano coming on. I'm going to leave that up and running. Although I do want to point out that QSynth, the MIDI turns into QSynth actual sound, and both are represented on the UI here. It's the one right here. And if in fact I disconnect the QSynth from the built-in audio, you can no longer hear anything again. And as I'm connecting, right now I'm only hearing in my left ear. I don't know if it's coming in mono or stereo to you, but right now that's just left, and that's left and right. Same with any other audio that I hook up. For instance, I'm going to bring up the web browser, and when I first bring the web browser on, you won't see anything in the graph because there's nothing that's actually producing sound. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to a video that I uploaded to YouTube. Just a little tooling around with a friend of mine on music, and again, nothing shows up here until I start playing. But once I start playing the sound of the video, you'll notice that there's a Firefox tab that comes up here. And sorry I have to talk loud to speak over it, play over Kevin's playing and my saxophone playing. But again, if this is too much, I want to get rid of it. The sound goes away. The video is still actually is paused because it knows that something went wrong. So we connect it back up, and you'll notice that I can continue playing over here. So I can play my local keyboard at the same time. Put the Fluid Synth back up there. You can see the little green light blinking, showing the sound's going up. So as the audio layout gets more and more complex, you'll see more and more stuff going on here. I would like to point out, right now the Firefox, it has output, but it doesn't have any input. I'm going to pull up a video conference app, and you should be able to see with that both input and output comes visible, comes available on the UI. Hey, there I am. So I hit join now. Now you can see that there's a lot of wiring up that happened by default here. Firefox is here. The input is not just going to OBS now, but it's going from my microphone, which I think from right here, into the built-in audio stereo, which is redirected into Firefox. If I were to play, now say I was in a video meeting and I wanted to play a video, and people couldn't hear it because things weren't wired up correctly, I could do the same thing I did before, which is to redirect the audio into the appropriate input right here. So I'm going to do that here. I don't know if it's going to be necessary. You probably can still hear it. But if I pull up that video again, you'll notice the Firefox tab, when I start playing, has that come up there. And I can actually do this. And now people on the video conference can hear as well. All right, that should be enough to get you started to do some damage. Enjoy.